time to move on. Team co-owner Jimmy Haslam says we'll find out soon whether Giannis signs a max contract to stay or is moved elsewhere. For more, let's bring in our senior NBA reporter, Brian Windhorst. So what's the latest that you're hearing on the Giannis trade front?
Yeah, if it feels a little bit like NBA business is frozen waiting for this, well, it is, because this isn't just about what might happen between Giannis and where he might get traded, the 2 or 3 places that are most likely to land him. But this could trigger second and third level moves where the players who were involved in this trade for Giannis could be removed. And those teams that could potentially get involved in that are standing by and watching closely. And that even could involve further draft picks. Just go back a couple of years ago when one of the big moves of the summer was Dame Lillard getting traded to Milwaukee. Well, that maneuver freed up Drew Holiday to be traded in a secondary trade to Boston, a trade that ended up being one of the most important trades of the summer. So you have teams sitting with cap space waiting to see if they have an opportunity like that. A team like the Lakers, a team like the Nets, a team like the Pistons. And so to a certain extent, Giannis is holding up all NBA business right now.
All right, we'll wait to see what is going on in Milwaukee. The future of LeBron James is also up in the air. He's set to become an unrestricted free agent. Wendy, what's the likelihood that he returns to the Lakers for his 24th season?
Well, I think LeBron is quite interested in going back to the Lakers. And here's the thing about this. LeBron is one of the top 3 or 4 free agents on the market. And if the Lakers were able to re-sign him, especially if it's less than the max contract he was on last year, it would be considered a win. But the thing is, to find the number that you're going to want to offer LeBron James, it may take a little time. The Lakers may want to see what becomes available via trade that they could use cap space on, what happens around the draft, and what free agents they might be able to land. And something else from LeBron's side. Even though you have a pretty good idea who has cap space today, that doesn't mean it'll be the same in 10 or 12 days when we get to free agency. There could be other teams that have interest in LeBron that could make moves in the next week to open up cap space to chase him. Everybody calm down and wait for the situation. Meanwhile, LeBron has moved his summer trip from the golf course to the seaside. Yeah. He's chill. Don't worry.
Yeah. He's spending a lot of time with his former team. Today is the 10th anniversary of LeBron and the Cavs winning Game 7 against the Warriors, and they've been having a lot of fun. Wendy.
With their first championship in 53 years, there are some decisions facing the team that came up short. NBA front office insider Bobby Marks joining us. And Bobby, the Spurs, they make a deep playoff run ahead of schedule, but now what do you see as the biggest offseason priority for them?
Yeah, I think there's 3 priorities for San Antonio. I think it starts with locking up Victor Wembanyama to a long-term extension. He's extension eligible this offseason, 5 years, $251 million. That can certainly increase to over $300 million if he earns all NBA. I think the second one is certainly the draft that's coming up on Tuesday and Wednesday. San Antonio has got 4 picks, including 1 in the first round. And then the other things, how do you get some veteran help to complement Victor? Certainly you could use a stretch 4 perimeter scoring off their bench, but San Antonio is in a really good position with 9 of their core players under contract for next season.
Yeah, and then another question for San Antonio is the future of De'Aaron Fox. If we're going to be honest, maybe not the greatest finals that he would have preferred to have, but how should they handle his situation?
Yeah, Fox is going into year 1 of this max extension that he signed last year. It's $49 million. I don't think they're in a position yet where they have to look at trade suitors for De'Aaron Fox, just because where they are financially, where you've got Victor in the last year of this rookie contract, you've got Stephon Castle and Dylan Harper still in the midst of their rookie contract. They're not pressed against the luxury tax or any of these apron penalties here. So I think you're still in a holding pattern when it comes to De'Aaron Fox, but as we saw in the playoffs, Dylan Harper certainly made an impression, and I would expect more playing time for the former number 2 pick next year.
Absolutely, but how about we talk about the team they eliminated in the West Finals, the Thunder? They have 2 picks in the top 17, but I want to focus on the players that are currently on this roster. What questions do they have to answer?
Well, I would circle June 29th as a date to watch if you're a Thunder fan. That's when there's team options for Isaiah Hartenstein, Lou Dort, and Kendrick Williams here. And I think, how does the Thunder balance not just their roster? They've got all 15 players back, but their finances here. Here are 2 players that were part of your starting lineup. Do you decline the options? Do you try to sign back at a little bit of a lower number here? So I think that is certainly a priority. And then there's also the Chet Holmgren and Jalen Williams extensions that were signed last year, those begin this season here. So this is a Thunder team that is now a second apron team. So there is a balancing act, certainly with your roster and also from a financial angle.
This is a team that we talked a lot about their youth, but now maybe going to have to start paying some dividends.
That same year, and now he's set to become an unrestricted free agent. So I want to bring Bobby Marks back into the conversation here as we recenter in today and recenter in the now, because if winning is the only priority for LeBron James, which it's not, right? There's a lot there. But if winning is what we're looking at, what is the most realistic and likely outcome that LeBron should be looking at in this free agency?
I think, Malika, when you look at it, he's got the option of certainly going back to the Lakers, and it's probably at a significantly more than what he could potentially go back or sign with another team here. When you look at the landscape of free agency, there's two teams that have cap space. When you look at Brooklyn and Chicago, then there's basically everyone else. And we're not ready to put the Lakers up there because the best free agents are on their own team. When you look at LeBron James and Rui Hachimura and Luke Kennard here, so they're with an asterisk here. And there are wild cards out there. And I think we learned from last year, Milwaukee was a team that didn't have cap space, and all of a sudden they wave and stretch Damian Lillard, and they go out and sign Miles Turner here. So it's a fluid situation as far as who else has spending power. Right. But right now, the Lakers, I would think, are the team that basically could offer him the most. Probably gives him more of a realistic shot to try to win another championship.
Brian, you put a asterisk on the Lakers when we talk about their cap space in particular. What do you mean when you're talking about that?
Yeah, because if the Lakers let their players that they had last year go, players like LeBron or Rui Hachimura or Luke Kennard, yeah, they have open cap space, but then they'd have to replace those guys' production and then go over and above that to actually improve the team. And look, the Lakers are not desperate. They won 53 games last year. They had a terrific, strong finish to the season. And if Luka Doncic doesn't hurt his hamstring, who knows what would have happened? Who knows what seed they would have had? Who knows what they would have done in the postseason? So, look, here's the thing. LeBron is probably worth $100 million still, okay? Because of what he means to an organization. He's not going to make $100 million. So what the Lakers or any team would need to do is come to him with a plan and say, LeBron, what we want to do is we want to add this player, and this player. We have this amount of money to do it. What do you think about taking this money? Bring LeBron into, not necessarily to pick the players, but bring LeBron into the process, and I think that's how you get him to stay engaged with the Lakers. And I just want to point out one more thing. I know we're looking at the landscape now. The offseason does not begin for another 10 days, okay, 11 days. There could be teams that open up cap space or open up opportunities to appeal to LeBron between now and then. And so there's no reason for LeBron to be in a rush. Go play some more golf in Europe and wait and see what the full menu is at the end of next week.
It seems like the menu of that trip is just getting started, because when Iman Shumpert joins the party, then you know that things are only going to kick up, right?